What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? It's Thirsty Thursday, Throwback Thursday, Throat Punch Thursday. What's going on? I hope you are all having a fantastic night. It's Thursday. It's a short week this week, so if y'all work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and you're off weekends, you're very lucky. You had a short week this week. Only a 4-day work week for y'all people. So what is up, everybody? It's Thursday. No live last week. We did a premiere instead. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get a video together, so there's a live this week. Now, listen, there's a new video in the works. It'll probably be dropping this weekend. If not this weekend, then early next week. How does the audio sound? I tweaked it a little bit today. I messed with it, so I'm hoping the audio comes in a lot clearer than it usually does. I finally, after so many months, dove into the system I have and figured a few things out. I pre-recorded a couple things as well. So I hope it all sounds good and clear on your end. Scott McNeil's the first one in the chat. Y'all already know that's the way it goes every Thursday. If you want to beat Scott, send me a text message 2 days before the show, and I'll send you a private link. And that way you can beat Scott, because that's probably about the only way you're going to be able to beat him. Followed by Chuck McNeil, Lourdes in the house, Cameron Hawkins in the house. I hope we're all having a fantastic night. Listen, it's Thursday, and I'm ready for bed. I'm really ready for bed. I don't know what it is with this short week. Day after holiday with the post office is absolutely horrible. No, Chuck, I did not read the directions. I did what any good content creator does, and I went to YouTube for all the answers. I even added some things on it. I don't know what this one says, but let's see it. Oh, look at that. Someone arrived to the show late. How nice of you to join us. You didn't hear Chuck McNeil. You heard Scott McNeil. Scott McNeil, Chuck Spencer. I know how to say names. I'm pretty sure I said Chuck Spencer, not Chuck McNeil. Maybe it had something to do with the weekend road trip. I don't know. We'll talk about the weekend road trip. We'll touch base on that in a little bit. But I want to talk a little bit about the Margaritaville at Sea, which is currently southeast of Bermuda. It is closing in on the coast of Florida. It'll be in Florida on the 2nd of June, which is Sunday. It arrives in Port Everglades on Sunday. Chuck, you didn't hear the same thing. I'll have to go back and watch it. I seriously will watch it, and if that's the case, I'm gonna save that as a pre-recording and put that on the buttons over here. So every time Scott's in the chat, I'm gonna push it. It'll say Chuck McNeil. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. But the Margaritaville at Sea Islander is closing in on land. It is literally southeast of Bermuda right now, and it is scheduled to arrive in Port Everglades on the 2nd. Now, what makes my curiosity go crazy, excuse me, is if you go to Port Everglades website, it shows the ship arriving on June 2nd. But what it doesn't show you is the departure date. So I don't know when it's going to be leaving Port Everglades. I do know it's coming over to the West Coast. It's going to be sailing out of Tampa, but it's still registered as an Italian flagged ship. So, with that being said, it's got to go to the Bahamas to be registered in the Bahamas to be able to sail under the Bahama flag. Now, all the ports that it's been to before, in the process of making its way over to Tampa, are not any of the ports that you are able to register a Bahamian vessel in. So, with that being said, the ship has to go to the Bahamas in order to be registered. There's only a few places you can register a ship to sail under the Bahamian flag, and the Bahamas, Nassau is the number one spot, right? There's a few other, we're talking like all in Europe and Japan, I believe. So you can't register the ship anywhere else except for those designated ports. With that being said, we know it's got to go to the Bahamas. Now, when I sit here and I look at the Port Everglades, Broward County ship schedule, the manifest for all the ships coming in, not just cruise ships, it is listed to arrive on the 2nd of June. It's set to arrive at 8 a.m. on June 2nd. Now, there is no departure from the 2nd to the 4th. So, I don't know. I don't know. Wait a minute. They updated. Here we are. We're on the 6th. I still don't see a departure date. So, how long it's going to be in Fort Lauderdale, I have no clue. But it's going to be there for quite a while. It's going to be there for a few days. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I want to get to Tampa when it sails into Tampa and be able to bring you some outside perspective footage of this ship as it's arriving into the port of Tampa. Now, I'm keeping an eye on it every day so that way I can do some ship spotting in the very near future with it. But as of right now, it is not scheduled to depart Fort Everglades between the 2nd and the 6th when it arrives. Let's get to the chat real quick. Let's see. I've been working a lot of overtime. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Because now here in Florida, kids are getting out of school. My kid's last day at school is tomorrow. So this week has been a crazy week. Little man is sick. He went to urgent care the other day. He's still running a fever, relatively high fever. So he's got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and their last day of school is tomorrow. So Tuesday was their last full day. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are half days. And then Tuesday being the day after the holiday, the post office gets swamped with mail. It's like people think the world's coming to an end and they got to send every single package and parcel they can imagine on the day after the holiday. So that was a little crazy. Picked up a couple extra runs, a couple extra stops there. And then the last couple days have just been a little heavy and late with carriers getting back due to the holiday, but it's to be expected. It is what it is. Whatever. So this week's been a little crazy. It's just one of those things. A little birdie told me Tony and you are bunking up on the Utopia. Lourdes, I don't know where you've been, but I've been talking about that for a couple weeks. So if a little birdie is lover boy, then yeah, it's lover. That's got to be the little birdie. Either that or Scotty. But yeah, me and Tony B are bunking up on the Utopia of the Seas. We're doing the first two cruises, so we're doing it back to back. We're doing the 3-day inaugural as well as the 4-day. Both go to Nassau and a perfect day at Coco Cay. in July. So definitely looking forward to that cruise as that's coming up very relatively soon. Eric, party on the seat in the house. What is going on, my brother? I hope you are having a fantastic night. Just a little south of me. No, it's not coming to an end. I don't really care what the news is saying. It's not coming to an end. So, um, who knows? Uh, Listen, if it's coming to the end the way I was always raised, it's coming to an end. We're far away from that. I don't think it's coming to an end. That's just the way it is. Oh, Lourdes, that's not nice. You just shouldn't tell anybody to shut up. That's that's hurtful. That hurts people's feelings. Tony did mention it the other day on his live. He absolutely did. But yeah, that's coming up in July. And as of right now, that's the next one on the books. That's the next one on the books I'm willing to talk about. How's that? So I got that one in July, and then I have the Magic in October. As of right now, me and Cameron have been in cahoots trying to do a few things with getting on the Firenze out of Long Beach, trying to make that work if possible. Um, so far, not looking so good, but there are still potentially some dates that would make it work. So I'm holding out some hope on that, but there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. I would like to get on one of the fun Italian style ships to be able to show everybody those ships. Um, but I really want to start getting excited about branching out. Right, so Royal Caribbean on the Utopia will be my first Royal Caribbean cruise. Now I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh man, your first Royal cruise?" Yeah, my very first Royal cruise. My first cruise other than Princess was in 2021 on Carnival. So it's been a while. Um, not it hasn't been a while, but I've done a lot of Carnival over the last few months. So I want to get out and branch on different cruise lines, right? So the last other than Carnival cruise line I was on was Princess back in April. I want to try and get on some Norwegian. I want to hit Celebrity. I want to hit Royal. I want to hit all the different cruise lines so I can bring all that different content to everybody. But right now, what's hot is what's hot, and that's what I'm trying to jump on is what's hot. So what's hot is going to be MSC. What's hot is going to be Royal. What's hot is going to be Margaritaville. It's going to be all of those newer ships getting ready to hit ports, um, things like that. You'd be diamond on MSC. Yeah, I have the highest status with diamond when I did my loyalty match. With MSC when I did my loyalty match for my very first MSC cruise last year. So I'm already racked up there with MSC with the loyalty match. I do love you, Lourdes. You're absolutely right. You're the best. I'm on my last box of Girl Scout cookies. I don't think I've had Girl Scout cookies in months. I went, I saw them, I bought a bunch of them, and then that's it. I only bought them once this year. On the Magic for September 8th, September for my birthday. You're gonna have to shoot me those dates, Eric. If I can't make what I'm trying to make work out in California, September might be available to do something here out of Florida. I've only been on one roller ship, Brilliance of the Seas. So you've been on one more than me. And it's not really like a bad thing, right? Like I, I always was loyal to one brand, and it wasn't loyal to Royal; it was loyal to Princess. But once I started doing this and wanting to experience more cruise lines, more cruise ships, more destinations, branching out was the best thing I've ever done. And until I branched out, I used to tell people all the time, like, "Oh, Princess is the best cruise line. I wouldn't go on anybody else. I'd never go on a Carnival ship." Man, I love Carnival. There's just something about Carnival. I absolutely love Carnival ships. So I'm definitely open to opportunities and change when it comes to cruise lines. I'm still eating chocolate chip cookies from Carnival's candy store jars. Nah, not me. All that candy's gone. All that candy's gone. But let's see. Weekend road trip. That was a fun, quick little weekend road trip. Up to AC. Stayed at the casino up in AC. And I thought about you, Lourdes, too, because when I was walking through the casino, they had a koi machine. And when I seen it, all I kept thinking about was Lourdes going, "Come on, koi. Come on, koi." So went up, got some pizza, got some French fries, played some arcade games, won some seagulls. and then flew back home on Monday. So literally less than 36 hours spent um, up in the Jersey Shore for a quick little weekend getaway. Made some got some footage to make a video, so there will be a video coming out for that. But I want to close out this Europe series, I guess you can call it. So close out the Europe series, get the rest of the Sun Princess out and done, and then get the Glory finished completely. I was on a roll there for a little while. Had videos dropping every week. Had a couple videos drop to the one week and all of that. So I'm currently working on the next one. That's going to drop this weekend or the beginning of next week. I got to go check YouTube on when they say when's the best time to drop it, and that's when it'll drop. That's why those videos come out on weird days and weird hours, is because I try to follow YouTube's strategy. So YouTube tells me when many of my viewers are online. So I try and drop it for when many of my viewers are online. So that way it gets the most, scoped out in front and everybody can get to watch it within the first hour. Cause that always helps out a lot when you watch it within the first hour. But that'll be coming out this weekend or the beginning of next week. And then I'm probably going to bang out the rest of those videos. You might get 2 videos a week leading up to and into June. Well, up to is this weekend. Into June. Relatively like the second weekend in June. I do have a few things planned for June. So you're just going to have to follow along and wait and see. And if you're not subscribed, now's the perfect time to be subscribed, because what's coming in the middle of June is going to be very exciting. Other than that, that is it with me. Nothing else going on really. Getting ready to enjoy the summer with the kids, bush gardens, things like that going on. Yeah, other than that, really not much. Not much at all. I haven't seen Chuck Spencer since we got back from our cruise. He doesn't love me anymore. He doesn't want to come down for a weekend trip. He doesn't want to come down for dinner. Um, he don't even call me no more, Lourdes. He don't even call me no more. Now, everybody's been busy since we got back. Everything's been hectic. Everyone's been back on the grind because we all have cruises to pay for. So we have to make that money to pay for those future cruises coming up. Now, Chuck says, I know nothing. You're right. You know nothing. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. You know nothing. But other than that, it's all the same. It's same week, different story. Or same story, different day, however you want to look at it. Just doing grinding it out, going to work, waking up, going to work, coming home, going to bed, waking up, going to work, coming home, going to bed. And other than that quick little weekend trip, man, that's pretty much all it's been. So really nothing else going on at the moment. No cruises until July. My Phillies are first in the National League, so that's a good thing. I got a new Phillies hat on my adventure. What else? I got a few Phillies things on my adventure, but we'll just say I have my Phillies hat, my new Phillies hat. Don't feel bad. Loverboy doesn't call me either. He's just Loverboy doing his thing. I get a kick out of seeing the Loverboy. That's we. I'm not gonna lie. Me and Scott were rashing him in the chat the other day. We were calling him Loverboy back and forth in the chat the other day. So I'm not gonna lie. What's going on, Laura? I hope you're having a fantastic night. Nope, Lourdes doesn't know, so that's a good thing. So that means Chuck hasn't spilled the beans. There's only 2 people that know what's going on in June, and it's Chuck and Scott, the Blue Crew. So they're the only ones that know what's going on, because I had to ask their opinion on a few things, and yeah, set a few things up, and they helped me out. So you'll know relatively soon what's happening. It's good. It's great. So make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell rung, so that way you know when those announcements are made or things like that. I'm probably going to start posting like teaser stuff over on the Facebook group leading up to it. So Uh, be on the lookout for that. What else? What else? What else? What else? So, oh, here you go. I went to Big Lots the other day because I needed to get a little container, like those little 3 shelf containers to hold pens and all that stuff for my desk over here. But I I found these cool glasses at Big Lots, relatively cheap. Now, for those of you who don't know, I live in Florida, so this cup was 15 bucks. But check this out. You ready? Bam! Look at that big old fish bowl. $15. I could fit a whole bottle of Tito's in this thing. So of course, I had to get 2 of them, and I'm a whiskey guy. So they had these highball glasses for $10. So I was like, "Yep, they're coming home. They're coming home." What's going on, Cheryl? How long did it take you to get through the to go through the cheese that you brought back? I still have some cheese in the fridge. I didn't go through it all yet because the next trip over to Italy is a while away. Um, so I don't think I'm gonna go through it that quick. I had the vacuum seal. I had the shop I got it from vacuum seal it really good, so it'll last for a little while. Um, so I'm taking it slow and steady. I don't want to eat it all or let it all disappear. I still got pasta from over there as well, so all the pasta's not gone yet. All the cheese isn't gone. Um, but the rest of it is it's all disappeared. Doing laundry. That's the best. I mean, hey, that's awesome. Get the laundry done, watch the live stream in the process. 2 birds, 1 stone. I want you to go live when the MAS ship comes into Tampa. So that's the goal, right? Like I want to be able to go live from the port of Tampa when the ship sails in. Now, for those of you who don't know, in order to get into the port of Tampa, you have to go under the Skyway Bridge. And it takes a little while to get from the open waters into the port of Tampa. It's not like Port Canaveral, it's not like Miami where it's a quick in out. It takes a little while. So I want to be able to get down to the I want to say riverfront because that's originally I'm from up north and oceans weren't close to us. The river was. So I want to be able to get down to the bayfront and be able to go live while the Islander is sailing in. So September 8th, 7 day on the Magic. That might be doable. That might be doable. First time I had 2 days off in a row since I've gotten home. Uh, I got 2 days off this past weekend. Yes, I can't say I haven't had that. Yeah, I got 2 days off this past weekend. You aren't alone. I had 9 hours of OT last week, and if Monday wasn't a holiday, I would have had 10 hours this week. Get that money, bro. Get that money. But for those of you who were in here when I pushed that button earlier, was it the welcome? Look who came in late. Was that what that was? Oh, look who showed up late. Because we got See Me traveling in the house, Kurt and Marcia. We got Ocean Ocean travel in the house, Bruce and Cindy. I hope you are all having a fantastic night. Oh, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah, it's evening. It's early evening over there. It's early evening over there in the Seattle, Washington area. Lourdes says I'm going to Spain in March of 25. I may be able to bring you some cheese then. So I'm going. Oh, Laura, I'm not going to bust on you, but I got to bust on Kurt and Bruce. They're they got to get busted on. I'm going to Spain. Oh, I'll just tell you. I'm going back to Spain next year. September. No, I lied. October of 25. Going back to Spain. 14-day transatlantic from Barcelona on board the Carnival Mardi Gras. 120 hours last week. Yeah, that's crazy. But that's between both jobs, right? Oh, no. Bruce and Cindy have tested positive for the Rona. Man, I hope y'all feel better. I hope it's It's quick. It's not, crazy for y'all, and I hope you both feel better. No, I can't. I can't say you were late because I'd feel bad. Unfortunately, right? Here's the one thing about that. Unfortunately, anymore, wherever we go, it's part of the daily life. We can do everything we can personally do to take precaution, washing your hands, covering your face, not touching your face after you touch something else, slowing down the spreading of germs. That's all we can do, right? We can't expect everyone else to do that. So here's the thing: wash your hands, cover your mouth. If you cough in your hand, go wash your hands before you touch the tongs in the buffet because you're getting people sick. Don't be rubbing your snot all over your face and then push the elevator button. It's not cool. I don't know who told you it's cool, but it's not cool. It's definitely part of the daily life anymore. So hopefully y'all get some sleep, get some rest, lots of fluids, you know, med up and just let it run its course real quick and get out of your system. I think Scott's busting on you, Chuck. He said, "Yes, sir, both jobs. Lord, that would be crazy if that was in one job." And Scott said, "You get paid to sleep. You get paid to sleep." I'm pretty sure I heard a shots fired in the chat over there, coming from Scott Spencer to Chuck McNeil. There you go. I said it that time. I said it that time. Well, Bruce, get out of here, man. Ain't no reason to be up in this chat, bro. I hope y'all feel better. Relax. Take it easy. Recover. And I'll keep y'all in the thoughts and prayers. Hopefully, y'all will feel better in the very, very near future. And Kurt was getting beat up this morning. Marsha was whopping him with the damn it doll this morning. So if you ain't seen that, make sure you go check them out. Go check them both out. Bruce and Cindy over at Ocean Travel. Kurt and Marsha would see me traveling. Make sure you go and check them out. Great people, great content. Kurt put out a new video this morning. If you want to see me and another man do some things that should not be on the internet, you should definitely go watch that video because there's some things that men should not be doing to other men. And if you're thinking perverted things, get your minds out of the gutter. Yeah, it may be called the Naughty Cruiser Travel Vlogs, but it's a play on words. Nautical. Nautical. Scott, be nice to Lover Boy over there. Kurt was wearing some nice swag this morning. Kurt had on a big old nice blue shirt with my face on it. Big old swag shirt over there. Kurt was rocking the original Naughty Cruiser shirt, which you can't get anymore, by the way. You can't get it anymore. That shirt is gone. It's out of the collection. So for those of you who do have it, you're very lucky because that's it. You can't get it anymore. All new shirts can be found in the link in the description. So you can check out all the new t-shirt designs. I officially got myself a hoodie and two shirts. So yeah, no, I lied. I got myself a hoodie and a shirt. I didn't get two shirts because I'm 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 cheap and I wasn't buying more than a hoodie and a shirt. But they're definitely awesome new designs. The original designs were my favorite because they were the very first ones that came out. But my new designs are on point. I absolutely love the new designs. And they'll be available until the fall. So no new shirts will be dropping until the fall unless I come up with like a, limited edition shirt that'll drop for a short period of time. Other than that, all the stuff that's there will be available until the fall, and then the fall collection will come out, and then so on and so forth over the next umpteen months or whatever it may be. I make the blue shirt look awesome. You do. You make the blue shirt look good. I'm not gonna lie. It looks good regardless, but you make it look 10 times better. If I could take your picture and put it on the website as like marketing material, I absolutely would. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna add a link, not like a link, but like a page to the website that says like swag, and then have a couple of y'all take some really cool pictures wearing the shirts or the hoodies, things like that, that I can use as like marketing on the website and all that stuff. So we know the truth. You say nautical, but really just naughty. Oh, listen, man, it's a great play on words, right? Like life is what you make it, right? So I like being able to make people laugh, and I love joking around with people. I love having a good time with people. And what better name to have than the Naughty Cruiser? Because people automatically associate it with like, oh, this guy, he's naughty. He's one of those pineapple guys, and I'm not. I'm not a pineapple guy. I'm just a guy that likes to pick and have fun. And I thought it was the perfect little name for a cruise vlog channel at the time. Now, mind you, I started this channel before the pandemic, right? So if you go and you look at the about part on my channel, you're going to see that I've had my channel for a very long time, but there's been no content put out on that channel until 2022. Now, the reason that was the channel started in January of 2020. So, for those of you who don't know or have been living under a rock, January 2020 was right when the pandemic was in full force here in Florida. So, it was like March. I had a cruise booked on Princess in March of 2020, and I get to Fort Lauderdale. I get ready to board the ship, and then I got an email the morning of the cruise saying, "Hey, your cruise has been canceled due to COVID." So everything came to a halt after that. We thought it was going to be a couple weeks, then a couple months, and then it turned out to be the lengthy process that it was up until 2021. So it was well over a year that cruising was halted. And there was nothing for me to put out because at that point in time, all I wanted to film was cruise vlogs. I didn't think of doing anything else. So I didn't do cruise news. I didn't do anything like that. And I should have, right? Because every day I get up, the first thing I do is check the cruise news. I check for stories. I check for things like that. And I look at all the stuff that's going on. So I typically don't report on the cruise news, but I follow it every day just to stay up to date with everything. Marjorie in the house. What's going on? MSC World America. What's going on for that one? So right now, that one is currently booked. That is the inaugural out of Miami on the brand new MSC World America. And there's just a bunch of creators getting on. I think there's like 10 or 12 that I know of already that are going on that cruise. Um, I know Kurt's on that one. I don't know if Bruce and Cindy are on that one or not. I know Clock Family Adventures is on that one. Strong Adventures in the House. I think Bill's on that one. There's a lot of people going on that. So it's it's definitely going to be a great cruise, regardless if I go or I don't go or whatever the outcome of that may be. It's going to be a great cruise because it is a first of its kind type of ship. It's going to be at the MSC brand new terminal out of Miami that they're building there. And they're just doing that ship like I've never seen a cruise ship being built before. It literally looks like a robot ship. Like it looks incredible. I had to cancel the world. So Bill won't be on the World America. Bruce and Cindy will be. Um, but there's going to be a lot of different content creators on there, from big to small to new people starting out with creating content. But it's just a great ship to try and get on. MSC is very hot, right? So if you're in this YouTube space to put out content or things like that, people have such a love hate relationship with MSC that it's incredible the amount of people that dog them, and it's incredible the amount of people that back MSC. And I'll tell you right now, flat out, I am a person that backs MSC. I love MSC, their style of ships, the way they do the ships, the way they do their food. Now, granted, there's some things I don't like about MSC, and there's some things I don't like about other cruise lines like Carnival or Princess or Royal. I'll find something I don't like on every cruise ship. Will I let that determine my overall experience? Absolutely not. You're going to find things in your daily life that you don't like, right? So the more you go into things with an open mind, the better off you're gonna be and the better the outcome you're gonna have, the more you're gonna enjoy it. So go into it with an open mind, experience a new cruise line. It's one of the cheapest cruise lines right now in the industry that you can still get on for a relatively cost effective price. Their drink package is awesome. Their internet works well. Their food is great. I believe MSC has some of the best pizza at sea. Not only do they have the best pizza, but for all my coffee drinkers, MSC's got some bomb coffee on their ships. And we're not talking like specialty coffee. We're talking free coffee that you can get in the buffet. Like they got some of the best coffee you can get on the ships. So definitely want to check them out if they've been on your radar. World America will be one of the best ships you could possibly get on. They're doing some epic stuff with that ship, and I'm just stoked about that one, and I can't wait to get on it. And that's the good thing with me living in Florida, right? Like I am 45 minutes to Tampa on a bad day. I'm 2 hours to Port Canaveral. I am 4 hours to Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, and I'm 5 hours to Miami and 4 hours to Jacksonville. So I can hit every single cruise port same day if I wanted to. Now, do I do that? No. Typically, if it's not Tampa, I go the night before because I don't like having to rush the next day and you don't know, flat tire, head gasket, accident, some form of traffic, something can hold you up and you're going to miss that cruise. So I always like to plan it out to where I go the day before, even if it's Port Canaveral, a simple 2 hour drive. Man, so many things can go wrong on that 2 hour drive that I'd rather take it the night before. If something happens, I got plenty of time to still get there. So I'm a big believer in getting to the port the day before. Um, if I'm flying to a new cruise port, I like to get in at least a day before, if not 2 days before. So there's some things I can do. Like I was talking with Cameron about doing that cruise out of Long Beach. I would like to get in at least 2 days before because I'm a big Disney freak. For those of you who don't know, half of my body is covered in Disney ink. So I'd like to get out to California and go to Anaheim and do Disneyland. I'd like to do a few things out there, a few touristy things, I guess you could say. But Disney is definitely one of them. So I don't like to rush. I don't like feeling rushed. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to miss the ship. I don't want to be on somebody else's YouTube channel as a peer runner or being yelled at by somebody like Scott McNeil saying you're going to be on YouTube. That's Scott's favorite line when we see peer runners in Cozumel. You're going to be YouTube famous. Bill says, agreed about MSC. I love their ships. I would change a few things. Yeah, there's a few things that I would change on their ships as well. Now, listen, I don't need a $100,000 Swarovski crystal staircase in the middle of the ship. Um, but it's nice. It's nice to look at. It's pretty. It's nice to take pictures on. I don't need things like that, right? Like I'm very basic. I'm very simple. I would put a cheese making window on every single one of their cruise ships. Now, MSC makes some of the best mozzarella cheese at sea, and it's made fresh every day. You can go right to the buffet and watch them through the glass doors or the big glass um, windows, walls, and watch them make the fresh mozzarella cheese every day that goes on their incredible pizza. But go into it with an open mind, man. You got to go into it with an open mind. We should have left your yeah. That's another one. That's another one Scott says a lot. I love that video of Tony in Legoland. Yeah, so and that's the thing, right? Like me and Tony, we talk about Legos all the time. So I was up in Jersey and I sent him a little clip of one, and it's something that I've always liked. It's something I've always done. I got cabinets. My cabinets over here are all full of Lego, and being able to hit Legoland would be epic as well. But I think I'd rather hit Disney than Legoland. I don't know why. Me too. Still live in Florida, but always leave the night before, extra day of vacation somewhere different. Right, and that's the thing, right? So like, I need to leave and get there the day before. It's just, man, it's better. I don't stress as much. Kurt says, yeah, fresh every day. Ask for a bowl of cheese in the MDR. Like, what other cruise line can you go on and be like, hey, can I get a bowl of the fresh mozzarella cheese? I don't think there's any other cruise line you can do that on. I live in Winter Haven and haven't been to Legoland yet. And why not? Why not? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've been down here for over 5 years, and I haven't been to Legoland yet, but I can tell you I've been to Disney Springs a lot, and I've been to the Lego store a lot, and I've walked out with a lot of yellow bags. Um, but no, I haven't been to Legoland yet. Um, we try to do something different every year. So when we first moved here, we got Disney passes, then we got zoo passes. This year we have um, Busch Gardens passes. I don't know what to get next year. My Lego kit on the way, Eric. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't mailed it out yet, bro. But I got you. Don't worry. I'll definitely send it out to you now that you reminded me. Jacob R. Going on the Discovery Princess in August. Hotel recommendations in Seattle. So when I was in Seattle, I stayed at the Hyatt Emerald. No, I lied. I lied. Let me not lie to you. Do, 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 do. Let me pull it up here. I stayed at the Grand Hyatt in Seattle. Now, what I liked about that hotel, other than the room I had, was the close proximity it was to everything in Seattle. Now, here's the reason I stayed at that hotel: relatively inexpensive for one, top of the line hotel for two. But I'm a very big person when it comes to public transportation, right? So if I don't have to take an Uber to get there, I'm great. If I don't have to take a Lyft, I'm great. If I don't have to get a cab, I'm great. So I'm a big believer in taking the public transportation system wherever I am. And Seattle has one of the best train systems to get you from the airport to downtown Seattle. So this hotel was right maybe 2 blocks away from the train station. So you can come out of the Seattle airport for less than $5. You can go from the airport to the hotel, and then you can walk everywhere else. I did, however, take an Uber to the cruise port the next morning, but for less than $5, I made it to my hotel, and then a 2-minute walk, 3-minute walk. I was at Pike Place Market, right there on the water. So definitely check out the Grand Hyatt in Seattle. Any Hyatt really and any Marriott are gonna be great places to stay. Depending on your budget would depend on where you'd really wanna stay. But the Grand Hyatt's awesome. They have a Ruth Chris Steakhouse there. They have a New York City deli there. So there's a lot of options right there within the hotel if you're not trying to go out and explore the city. And it was like a 5-minute walk to Pike Place Market, and maybe a 10-minute Uber ride to the cruise port in the morning. Let's see if I can't pull up the website. I'll drop the link in the chat for you. It wants to load. It wants to load. I know a lot of people like to stay right on the water there in Seattle, right by the cruise ships, but that's going to cost a little bit more money. Grand Hyatt was nice, and for a fee, they kept our car while we were on our cruise too. So that's another thing, right? If you're driving in, you got the option of park and stay. Um, and it's relatively inexpensive. Now, I can tell you this: if you're going to Seattle and you're going on a cruise, you can't check into your hotel. Well, even then, your hotel can hold your bags. If you're, let's say, you're getting off the ship and you want to explore Seattle because your flight's not until later, they have this hopper option for your luggage. It's like a daycare service, and there's a lot of places in the city that you can drop your luggage off to for a small fee. They'll hold your luggage for the day, and you can go out and explore the city and all of that. I'm still planning my 2026 cruise, just have the one on the Venezia in February of 26. I'm waiting on Carnival and MSC to come up with their schedules for 26. So there's a cruise that I'm planning in the summer of 2026. It has not been confirmed 100% yet because schedules have not been released, but I am looking to do a group cruise out of the one, the only, well, not out of, but going to Alaska on board Princess Cruise Lines. So, um, keep in mind if you want to go to Alaska and you want to go on a group cruise with the Naughty Cruiser, 2026 is when we are looking to do the Alaska group cruise, and schedules are not out yet. They will be out relatively soon. Within a few weeks, they will have schedules out. So I'll have all the information for that coming up relatively soon. And depending on where it goes and the time of year, we might have extra guests on the cruise. It doesn't want to load. If you just go to Hyatt's website and just go to Seattle, Grand Hyatt is where I stayed. Epic location, epic room, close to the food venues, close to the Pike Place Market, 10-minute Uber ride to the cruise port in the morning, and it costs you less than $5 to get there from the airport. So, um, again, I'm a big firm believer in public transportation. Definitely check that out. It's going to cost you a lot less money. When I figured it out, I think an Uber from the airport to my hotel was around $45. A cab was around $45, and the train was less than $5. And I was there, I think, maybe 10 minutes later than what the Uber or the cab would have cost me. Um, but I saved myself a ton of money in the process, and I got to see a little bit more of Seattle. Questions, thought on John Heald talking about armbands instead of the sign and sale cards. So you already know this, right? Like you already know I'm a big firm believer in Princess's medallion technology. So Princess has the medallion. It's a little round medallion. If you've been to Disney and you've been to either Disneyland, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, any of the Disney parks in Florida, Disney has the wearables. So you can wear a little wristband. It looks like a watch. It gives you access to everything. You can buy things with it. Princess adapted that same technology. So the medallion with Princess lets you into your cabin. It's your sign and sale card. You purchase everything with it. You use it in the casino, and you can use it in some ports as well. So whether it's Cozumel, Mexico, Alaska, places like that, you can go and use that card, that wearable, to make purchases in certain ports that you arrive to, right? So you'll go through a port and you'll see medallion pay available, and that means you can use your ship medallion through Princess to be able to purchase that item or souvenir or whatever it is. So for other cruise lines to start going into a direction of a wearable, I am 100% on board. I know there's a lot of people that love Carnival sign and sale cards. They collect them, they put magnets on them, they turn it into a souvenir. That's great. I'm not knocking you if you love your sign and sale cards, but I am a big believer in the wearables. I absolutely love the wearable. I think it's so much better. I put it on. I don't have to worry about forgetting it. I don't have to worry about pulling it out to unlock my door. I don't have to worry about getting up and my lanyard getting caught and it falling out somewhere. I don't have to stress that when I have a wearable device on. So if they're going wearable, I am a okay with that. Mary Ellen Dillon in the house. What's going on, Mary Ellen? I hope you're having a fantastic night. I have a question for you. Elite cruises in September on the Jubilee, staying in Houston night before. When should I schedule Elite transport to pick me up from hotel to port? So depending on what time you want to get on the ship, right? So you're going to need to get that figured out first. Now, I personally would rather stay in Galveston the night before, only because there's so much to do in the city of Galveston. It's absolutely gorgeous there. I fell in love with it. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. And I regret only spending one night there and spending one night in Houston. So the next time I go back, I need to spend more time in Galveston. But I would just have them pick me up. It's only about a 45-minute ride from the Hobby Airport, 45 minutes to an hour. You're going to pass Bucky's on the way down. So if you want to stop at Bucky's, make sure you let them know on the way down because on the way back, it's difficult to stop at with all the construction they're doing right now. Um, but yeah, at least 45 minutes. Give yourself at least an hour for the ride. So if you want to be there at 10, have them pick you up at 9, things like that. Love Princess's value for the money and service overall. Now, Princess is great, right? Like Princess is going in that direction of the one bundle gives you everything type cost. And I think that's a good idea too with the Princess Premier and the Princess Plus. Ugh, I can't talk tonight. With the Premier and the Plus. I'm a big believer in that too. I like having everything lumped in at one cost. All my drinks, all my specialty dining, my internet, things like that. I enjoy that as well. Very interested on the Alaska cruise. What time in 2026? I may have about 4 people that might wanna go. So, I'm looking to go in July or August of '26. So, I'm taking the kids on that cruise, so I have to plan it around their summer schedule, because I want them to be able to experience Alaska as well. I already got to experience it. Now I want the kids to be able to experience it. So, I wanna definitely plan it around that time of the year, and the end of July into August is the better time of the season to see the northern lights in Alaska. I know last year when I got off, the following week that the cruise left, like I got off and then the group that went on the following week, they all got to see the northern lights a couple times. I was a little disappointed, a little butthurt to say the least. So closer to the last week of July, beginning of August is when I'm looking to go and do that. I collect the medallions, they're magnetic. Yeah, so I collect them too. Chuck went on his first Princess cruise with me in April. So I ordered him something for his birthday. It's just a little clear acrylic case that holds the medallion that you can put like on a cabinet shelf or something like that. So that was pretty cool. That's another cool way to collect them. I collect all the carnival pins. I have them on a pin board. I think they're awesome. I enjoy the new ship specific pins now that I'm at that higher loyalty level. You get those ship specific pins. So it's cool to see how many different ships you've been on within a certain year. That's a cool way to collect a souvenir like that. And I'm not real big on certain souvenirs, right? So I like to collect the weird things. So the weird stuff is what I like to collect. I like to collect little trinkets that I think are one of a kind, not necessarily to the world one of a kind, but one of a kind to what I would find in that port and not be able to find it in another port. So, um, but yeah, yep. Keep us informed on that. I'm definitely interested. Absolutely. I'll definitely keep everybody informed. And once it's all figured out, I'll definitely put a flyer out there. So that way everybody knows how to connect and do all that stuff as well. It would be neat if Carnival went to that. Now, I thought during the pandemic, I'm not gonna lie, I thought during the pandemic, all Carnival Corporation ships were gonna adapt the medallion technology because that would have been the perfect time, right, to put them on the ships. All your ships are out of service. All your ships would be able to get upgraded to this new medallion class technology. And then when the restart happens, you got so many ships now that have this new epic technology that's going on across the board. Well, the issue with that is you didn't have money coming in. So, from an outsider's perspective going forward, I looked at it like, all right, there's no revenue coming in. Yeah, people are still booking cruises, but they're constantly having to cancel, give future cruise credits, do this, do that, and so on and so forth. So it's definitely a, a money thing, right? You don't have the money to do it. You can't really do it at that point in time. You got no revenue coming in, and it's hard to do things like that when you didn't know what the future was going to be. So I get they didn't do it, but I could have, man. I could have sworn all XL class ships, like Chuck said, all future XL class ships would have came out with that as well. Cameron says, Lourdes, also be aware if you're staying in Houston, the traffic is absolutely horrendous getting to Galveston. Me and Mike stayed at the Harbor House. It was more expensive, but the shuttle or walk. So the Harbor House is a great hotel for any of you sailing out of Galveston in the near future and you're looking for a hotel recommendation. I absolutely recommend the Harbor House. It is a little bit more expensive, but it's awesome. It's a great hotel. It's right on the harbor. You got an epic view of the ship when it docks in and all of that. Absolutely awesome. I enjoyed every minute of it. It's just an awesome, awesome place to stay. Thanks, Cameron. I don't know how expensive is an Uber from Houston to Galveston. So if you're doing an elite cruise, Lourdes, you don't need to get an Uber to get you from Houston to Galveston. What you can do is you can use your elite ride to get you into Galveston and then take the Carnival shuttle, or you can walk to the cruise terminal. When I tell you the cruise terminal is right next door, it's literally right next door to the hotel. So you'd come out and you'd walk, and you would get there quicker than taking an Uber or the Carnival shuttle. It's literally a 2-minute walk right to the cruise ship from the hotel. Mary Ellen Dillon says, "I like the cards, don't really need a wearable." Yeah, I mean, it's personal preference, right? Like, I enjoy the medallion technology more than I enjoy the sign and sal cards. Tess Almon in the house. What's going on, Tess? Eric says, Jacob, check out the Seattle Pass. Now, Seattle Pass is another cool little thing that you can get as well. So that gives you a few options, a few different options that you can do around the city between the Space Needle and Chihuly and all that stuff. Um, that's pretty cool. Galveston is expensive. I need a hotel for August. The only place I stayed in Galveston, Mary Ellen, was the Harbor House, and that was a little expensive. I think I would like the medallion, but not willing to pay hundreds more to have it. So you're not paying hundreds more for the medallion. The medallion uh, through Princess has shown that it costs relatively the same cost as it does for the sign and sale cards. The reason you're paying more with Princess is because you're getting better. I don't really want to. I hate to say it. You're getting better quality service across the board with Princess, from your cabin to dining to everything. You're getting white tablecloths in the dining room every night. There's a bunch of different things that you're going to pay that extra money for to have with Princess. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I get Carnival offers. I get Princess offers. I cruise Princess the same price I cruise Carnival. So it's kind of tough, right? Are there any shuttle services to Galveston? So what we used to get from Houston to Galveston is a company called Saltwater Moms. You can find them on Facebook. It's a bunch of soccer moms. They take you from your hotel to your hotel in Galveston or to the ship. Relatively inexpensive cost. They're on time. They're great at communicating, and it's definitely one of those top notch services that you would get. Um, right around the same cost as it would be for an Uber. You can opt to do a shared ride, or you can opt to do a solo ride, or just your group ride. So, Saltwater Moms on Facebook, check them out. They're pretty awesome. Exactly, I get free cruises on Carnival and less expensive on Princess. So, yeah, my choice. Right, and that's the thing, right? Like, if you're getting the offers on Carnival, obviously you're gonna go on Carnival, and that's what me and Cameron were talking about the other day. It's hard to beat the free offers with Carnival. It's really hard because the more you get the free offers, the more you wanna cruise Carnival, the more you wanna get on and book a cruise. Now, I'll be honest, I get free offers with Carnival, I get free offers with Princess, I also get free offers with NCL. I have not done another NCL since the vloggers. They constantly send me flyers about getting on the free cruises, and I just haven't done it yet. So I definitely need to pull the trigger and get on an NCL cruise. That's going to happen in the near future. Next year is going to be the year where I'm going to hit different cruise lines. We started this year with Royal Caribbean. Um, so definitely going to hit other cruise lines next year, whether it be Virgin, whether it be Celebrity. Definitely want to broaden the horizon when it comes to the cruise lines. Um, Med says, "Wish I could get free offers." So let's not call them free offers. Let's call them prepaid cruises, right? Because I've done lost a lot of money in the casinos over the months and the years. So it's definitely not free. They've got their fair share of money out of me over the years. Um, so I just look at it like I'm prepaying future cruises. So um, it's just crazy. It's crazy. I get free NCL offers, but I absolutely have no interest in them ever again. And again, it's just like everything else we have in life, right? Personal preference. Personal preference. If I did this as just a vacation, I can tell you right now, I'd probably only ever sail on Princess because I'd only go once a year. I'd want it to be the best trip I could possibly have. Um, so I probably would splurge and put it all on Princess. But I get to do this and I enjoy it, and it's because of y'all. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. But that's it. Y'all made this hour go by relatively quick. So no no video this week. One's gonna drop this weekend. If not this weekend, then the beginning of next week, we're gonna have live video drop. Um, and then back at it live next Thursday. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, even though some of y'all showed up late. Tess, I'm on. No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and y'all already know. Until next time, y'all know what to do. Y'all stay naughty. Peace.